and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stats, Aggie P, Rooftop, TP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover, and I'm your man, Big T, alongside my tag team partners. First Lady, Dr. Queen, Mama is in the house. Dr. TP, what's going on?
Hello, everyone. Blessings. Blessings to everyone.
Blessings. I like when you say blessings on top of blessings. There you go. And then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week, looking buff in that Aggies t-shirt. Aggie P is in the house. What's up?
Aggie Pride is nationwide, Big T.
Did you just come from the gym?
I said before, just glad to be in the house.
There you go. You look like you just came from the gym, brother.
No.
And then we got Radar Charles is in the house wearing them shades. We don't know if he can see or not, but he's helping to keep us. So I hope he can see, because he's the one that counts us in and out of the breaks. Radar, what's up, man?
You know what? Narrow is the way, Big T. When I got all these Aggies in my way, you know what I'm saying? And especially with you and all these tacky jokes, you know what? But I'm ready. I'm ready, Big T. I'm ready.
And then we got the man that, brings in all the buffer music and brings us back from the commercial breaks and make sure we're good on that side. We're talking about none other than Birdman. Bird, what's up?
Always remain humble.
Oh, I like that. Always. There you go. Hey, and together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And as usual, we got our man. He's here to talk to us about the NHL and the Carolina Hurricanes. Playoffs have started. We're talking about none other than our number one guy when it comes to hockey, Larry. What's going on, Larry?
Oh, nothing much. It's an exciting time right now.
I know it is. I know you're revving to go, man. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on in this thing and get it started. And last Monday night, the champions, the current NHL champ, Tampa Bay Lightning, they made history. And the history that they made was when they played against Florida. They started 3 black forwards on the starting line. And that is the first time that any franchise has ever done that. And it was an amazing thing to hear about. And one of the players had been in the minors for 6 years, and he got a chance to start, Daniel Walcott, and he made his NHL debut in that game. And so basically, I just want to ask you, Larry, being the hockey guy, you know a lot more about hockey than we do. Just tell us the significance of what happened on last Monday night.
Well, what I'd like to do is to read what the coach said about this. His name's John Cooper. He's a great coach.
All right.
He said, first of all, they're all in the NHL for a reason.
Yes.
They deserve to be here and have worked their tails off.
Yeah.
To have them all together, they have a little chemistry. Moving forward in the league, you hope it isn't a story anymore and will be the norm. It was a pretty cool moment for all those guys.
Yes.
And I think, the significance is these guys weren't playing because they were black. They were playing because they deserved to be playing.
There you go.
They're very talented.
There you go.
And the more we see that, the more interest we can develop with black players.
Yes.
And get them more involved. We'll see more of this, and then it won't be a story anymore. It'll just be expected.
It'll be the norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. And I really, it was a shining moment. And I saw a picture of the 3 guys, together in the tunnel after the game. I don't know if it was after the game, before the game. It must have been after the game. Had the suits on and everything. Do you know, are they Canadian or?
I really don't know. I would imagine so.
Okay. All right.
I would imagine so.
Well, definitely a shining moment. Hey, any Tunnel Crew wanna touch on that historic moment?
But by the way, Walcott had a 5-minute fighting penalty in that game.
Aggie P's kind of guy.
Yeah,
He's ready to play.
I like him.
Hey, I'm making my NHL debut, and I'm gonna make it count. Well, hey, if none of the tunnel crew want to comment on that, we'll jump ahead to the Hurricanes and the playoffs, because
Yes.
The playoffs started this weekend. I think Saturday. And
Yes.
like we were talking about before the show, there have already been 7 overtime games. That's the amazing thing about hockey.
Wow.
Those guys don't want to give it up easy. So you earn it. I mean, and it's like that round by round, game by game. Except for last night, the Canes, they just they open up a can of Spank Tail on Nashville. And so I just want to ask you, are we going to see more of this moving forward? What are your expectations for the series?
I like the Canes' chances, especially against Nashville right now. The next round, we'll either, if we get that far, we'll either play Tampa Bay or Florida, and both of those teams are just on fire and just great teams.
Yeah, they are.
So, but last night, what was interesting was we didn't play that well in the first period, but neither did Nashville. It was like both teams were trying to figure out the other team and what moves they had and so forth. So it was 1-1 after one period. But then Jordan Stahl let the first goal in. He lost his man, and Nashville scored the first goal. And Jordan Stahl came back, the captain of the team, and basically showed, I'm going to take charge. And he had 2 great goals, and he was checking people, knocking people into the boards, just making sure that the puck stayed where it belonged. And in the third period, we just dominated Nashville. They could not get it out of their zone. It was just wonderful. It was a great hockey game. And it was very exciting.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They played 9 times this year, I believe. And I believe the Canes won 7 out of the 9. Is that
now they have, yes, including last night's game.
Okay.
That's correct.
And from what I heard, Nashville didn't win until those last 2 games of the regular season. And one of those, Brindamore sat, pretty much everybody. He was resting guys, and they asked him about that game afterwards. He said, flush it,
Yes.
We always talk about how quotable Rod is, flush it. That sounds, that's a Rod quote right there.
Yes. And, it's like the NFL. If they know the teams are going to be in the playoffs and they come to one last game that doesn't mean anything, you don't want anyone to get hurt. And you want the injured people to have time to rest up and get better. So it was that kind of game. I didn't recognize most of the players' names. So it was, it was not a pretty game, but we were originally trying to get the President's Cup, which is most points in the league. But Rod said, I don't care anything about the President's Cup. We're not trying to win that cup. And so that's why he set players down and so forth. We ended up with the third most points in the league. Which isn't bad.
That's not bad. And he wants Stanley's Cup,
that's the cup we want.
Hey, Radar, you got something?
You know what? I think Aggie P can agree with me here that the NHL coaches, it's like the teams take on their identity. You don't have the owners that are like all hands in and doing their own press conferences, and and whatever they say goes.
That's exactly right.
Flush it.
That's right. And Rod Brindamore, they pointed that out on the NHL Network the other night. There's no other team in the NHL that takes on its coach more than the Carolina Hurricanes. He is if you see him with his shirt off, you think, well, he's just a bodybuilder. Because when he used to play, he used to leave the game and then go and work out for 2 hours after the game.
Yeah, he's a gym rat.
Wow.
He is. Yeah.
Hey, and Aggie P, I'm telling you, Tunnel Crew, I'm telling you, you see the dude, he look like he could put on, skates and go out there and play right now.
And play.
I mean, he just got a little gray in his hair, that's all.
Oh, we can take care of that gray now. That's no problem.
That's no problem. Well, hey, Larry, it's been fun talking to you. You got a name of the day for us on the way out?
I'm going to give you the name of our goalie once again, because I think he's going to be a key factor in us winning these games. And that's Alex Nedeljkovic. I can pronounce it finally.
Well, Larry, hey, we really appreciate you joining us once again. And hey, we'll probably check in with you throughout the playoffs like we've always done, just to get an update. All right?
That's great. I look forward to it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Larry.
Okay, thank you, guys. Go Canes.
Right. Hey, that was our NHL update with Larry. When we come back, we're going to jump into our hot topics. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Bryant. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry, join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And make sure you catch this live edition of the show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that by logging on to YouTube and checking us out on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Once you get there, be sure to like, share, subscribe to the show, tell all your friends about it. And then you can catch the original audio version of the show on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And that's available online at WLJFradio.com. And it is also available on our 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. So be sure to catch both versions of the show every week, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube, Thursday night at 7 p.m. on WLJFradio.com. All right. We want to, first of all, before we move on to the hot topics, thank Larry once again for joining us. We had a lot of fun talking about the Canes. And Aggie P, I'm telling you, and for any of the Tunnel Crew, but I know Aggie P loves physicality, and I know he loves, football like me. I'm telling you, man. You watching NHL playoff hockey it's a thing. It's not for the faint of heart because it's a physical sport to begin with, but they take it to another level in the playoffs. And like I said, think about all them overtime games because, like I said, they don't want to give it up easy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to earn wins in that league when it comes to playoffs. People always say it's the greatest playoff of all sports, and sometimes I say to myself, man, it's hard to disagree because them boys, they go at it. All right, let's move on to our hot topics. The hottest stories of sports may not be what everyone else is talking about, but it's the things that we want to talk about, and we're going to start with the Basketball Hall of Fame. And a lot of people don't realize this. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Naismith basketball Hall of Fame. So they include figures from, you know, from all walks of the basketball world, whether it's announcers, commentators, coaches, college, pro. There's, I mean, you got the Harlem Globetrotters are in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, you know? So,
Wow.
yeah, and people have complained and said, why doesn't the NBA have their own Hall of Fame like Major League Baseball, like the NFL? But, you know, that's the way it is. So you go up in there, you're going to see a little bit of everything. And so in this class, you know, the 2020 class, this was supposed to take place back in the fall of last year. Because of the pandemic, they moved it to this year. A lot of people are confused because immediately after this class, they announced the 2021 class that's going to be enshrined, I think, in October, which is later on this year. So, but for this class, you know, we had, of course, Kobe Bryant, you know, Kobe Bean Bryant, and he was introduced by MJ himself. And then his wife, Vanessa Bryant, she got up there and gave a stirring speech, you know, and talked about him, exhibited and showed a lot of strength. And real quick, before I throw it out to the crew, for those who don't know, this is all the man stats right here. 5-time NBA champion, 2 finals MVPs, 2008 league MVP, 18 all-star games, 15 all-NBA recognitions, 2 Olympic gold medals, 4th all-time scoring list, 4th, you know? And, just to put a little icing on the cake, the man won an Oscar for a basketball short called Dear Basketball, and he set a record for spending 20 years with the same franchise. Only player in history to ever do that. Kobe Bean Bryant, inducted into the Hall of Fame. Tono Crew, your thoughts?
Hey, well deserved, Big T.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, what you just read out, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It's it.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm surprised he wasn't inducted before now. I mean,
hey, I always. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You say they always wait so many years, Big T?
Well, yeah, I think they give them they wait a few years, but what I was getting ready to say is I always laugh because somebody said, if you want to know if somebody is a Hall of Famer, when you ask the question, is this person do you hesitate? He said, because if you do, the guy said, my criteria for a Hall of Famer is, do you hesitate? If you hesitate, they probably not. You know, a Hall of Famer is somebody that as soon as you say he's a Hall of Famer, yes. You know what I'm saying?
Well deserved. I mean, I no hesitation. I don't think it's no hesitation from none of the Total Pro on this one.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Anybody else want to talk about Kobe?
I only object to who they allowed to present the award. I thought they should have allowed like Shaq or somebody that he played with, like Lamar Odom, somebody that he was like a real mentor to.
You talking about Michael Jordan?
Instead of Michael Jordan, even though Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, I think it would have been cool for him like to pass the torch to like LeBron or like Kyrie for that matter. Because Kyrie,
say no.
He won't show up.
That's right. Kyrie, don't put him
on the way to make it about him.
Right?
Exactly.
Hey, I challenged Kobe to a one-on-one, and he kept running from me. He ran from me, Vanessa.
I beat him.
I beat him, Vanessa.
Now, Radar, I think to me the importance of Michael Jordan doing it is exactly what he said at his funeral, the memorial service, which is, you know, Kobe was looking for his mentor, who was Michael Jordan, who a person that he confided in, a person that he would call on to even help him with his daughter's game to make Mamba better. So I think it wasn't so much that it was Michael Jordan, but it was more of, this was somebody who in his prime was considered the best. This is somebody I looked up to. And then it's almost like if he approves and he says it's good, it's something I'm going to study, do, and emulate. And I think that was more of his hero to be able to do that. I thought it was also great that his daughter receive the jacket.
The jacket, yeah.
To me, that was, I mean, for the mother to put the jacket on, it's almost like saying, even though this is your dad, this is your time to be able to have this moment. Because she could have put it on one of the other daughters too, you know what I'm saying, to have a group thing. But to me, it was more symbolic of, this is who your dad is. And she has the most memories. You know, she has the most memories to really know. And just one more thing, when she looked to the side, I don't know if y'all saw that picture. She looks just like Kobe. His daughter looks just like him when she's to the side. She looks like a mom too, but you know,
she got a modeling contract. You know, I mean, she's a model.
Yeah, but it's just the fact of, you can't help but to look at her to think of him. Height, you know, the eyes, you know, just certain features that sometimes when you think you forget, you can look at her and then really see him. Yeah.
And just to add to what TP was saying, I think wasn't that like a family decision, you know, based on Kobe? And here was the interesting thing, because it was news to me when Kobe passed to hear that he and Jordan had a great relationship behind the scenes, you know, because there was always people saying, you know, they don't talk, you know, and Jordan, you know, because Jordan would say things like, you know, the only person that could beat me out of this younger generation is Kobe, because he copied everything. He copied all my moves, you know? And so people took that as a slight and everything. And it was really just a jab, you know, between friends, you know? And I don't think people knew that those guys were that close, you know?
I did. I did, because I remember going to Temple University. And I remember when everybody thought that Kobe was going to go to Villanova. And I remember that because his sister went to school with me at Temple. So I remember when he would come around, and I just always knew that he was always kind of talking to Jordan. I think it was a matter of earning the right when you go into the NBA. I've seen players so starstruck with another player. Like, I remember some of the players from the Hornets seeing Jordan and just starstruck, seeing Allen Iverson and starstruck. So, you know, when that happens, it's so much that happens on the court, but it's so much more that happens off the court. You know, even with Steph and LeBron, they're going to talk junk on the court, but then you see a commercial or something, or you see them actually talking. You're like, wait, I thought they was mad at one another. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't.
And there were other people in the class. We don't want to forget about the rest. Tim Duncan went in. Kevin Garnett went in. Tamika Catchings. Oh my!
Yes.
I mean, spectacular speech and everything. And then you had Rudy Tomjanovich. You know, I'm sorry. Rudy's the next class. I done jumped ahead to the next class. But you know, looking at this particular class, you had Kim Mulkey from Baylor, now LSU, you know. And so this class, it was an amazing class. And I love quotes. Y'all know I love the quotables. And I really loved hearing Tamika Catchings say, you know, this girl with a hearing disability, a speech impediment, you know, introvert, you know. She said basketball chose me, you know. I mean, and when I heard, I was like, pow, you know, basketball chose me. You know, and then I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, Kevin Garnett, he gets down. And I like how he said, hey, to the fans, you know, hey, you know, for those who cheered for me, for those who booed me, hey, I love all y'all, because, you know, I couldn't have done it without y'all. You know? And he was the type that fed off of, you know, negative energy. You know, if you booed him, you know, he was, hey, you're a Celtics fan, right? So you got this, you got to see KG in full effect, you know?
Right.
And before LeBron, Kevin Garnett was that guy. Came in and lived up to the hype. Do y'all disagree?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Hey, he was good, man.
From day one.
Yeah.
You know, and I wanted to ask you, did y'all feel like Kevin Garnett came after the Rodman Malone thing? Remember when you talk about big men? I think Kevin Garnett was that next one after Malone and Rodman,
kind of
like that.
He's in a way, he's sort of because now everybody's saying you got to have these stretch fours and these tweeners as far as big men. You know, I mean, we saw why Walker Kessler left Carolina, because he wants to handle the rock and dribble and pull up for Jays from the 3-point, because that's the modern NBA. Kevin Garnett was really sort of the start of that, because KG would step out, he would shoot, he would go in the paint and dominate. You know, he was one of them guys, long and lean, could do it all. And I love KG's game, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
what about Ben Wallace, Big T?
Yeah.
He's in the later class, the 2021 class. And
okay.
Yeah, he
was the first undrafted player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow.
Virginia Union, man. I mean,
right. That's big, Big T.
Virginia Union.
That's huge.
You know?
Huge.
Hey, and then Tim Duncan, did anybody notice Tim showed some emotion? You know, Tim's like a robot. And Tim
right.
He was about crying and everything. Now, I don't want to make fun of Tim, but why he wait till his retirement days to get the dreadlocks? And I said, what's up with Tim? He been Mr. Close Cut, Mr. Bland, Mr. Boring, then he retired.
Living that life, Big T.
That's because if you remember, that was the requirement.
Yeah.
Back then, you could not be yourself. You belonged to the NBA. You had to wear a suit. Remember that I think Allen Iverson helped to break that.
Yeah.
Remember, you had to have the suit. You had to have your hair cut, you know, and then he was the face. He was the face of the Spurs, you know, at the David Thompson. David, what's his name again?
David
Robinson. So but I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Charlotte Smith too, because her and her uncle Dave Thompson was at the Hall of Fame. They were there.
Okay. All right. Hey, Charlotte is always a part of this show.
Yes, she is.
All right. Well, hey, moving on to the schedule release in the NFL. You know, the schedule was released, and you know, pretty much. I mean, you look at the schedule and the things that kind of jump out at you. Bucks at Patriots, of course. You know, and they had to put that on Sunday Night Football, didn't they? You know, Tom Brady coming back to New England. Chiefs at Ravens. We'll get to see if Lamar Jackson can finally beat Mahomes. You know, and then you got your Cowboys. Stats ain't here, but the Cowboys kicking off against the Bucks on Thursday Night Football. The one thing that kind of jumped out to me, and then I'm gonna turn it over to the crew. The primetime games, okay? So the most primetime games is 5. Green Bay had 5, Pittsburgh had 5, Baltimore had 5, Kansas City had 5, Tampa Bay has 5, Seattle has 5, the Rams have 5. Okay, no problem. Those teams make sense to me. I want to know why New Orleans has 5. Drew Brees is retired. You know, they don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback. Why do they have 5 primetime? Why does Dallas have 5? They didn't even make the playoffs last year. Why they got 5?
Jerry Jones.
There you go. Hey, why the 49ers have 5 primetime games? I mean, seriously, some of these teams that got 5 games, I'm just sitting there like, what?
Well, you mentioned the Packers and Radar set up. So I'm gonna let Radar answer that.
Radar.
Straight up.
It's based on, like they say, it's the team. It's all about the team now. San Fran. It sounds cool. San Fran.
San Fran. San Fran.
Green Bay.
I say it's butts in the seats.
Yeah.
They need money.
Yeah.
They need money.
Tampa and Dallas opening week. Oh man.
They got to get the fever back. They got to get the fever back.
Right. And I'm pretty sure, Big T, they have a group of guys in a room that sit there and study this stuff.
Yeah.
To see the most fans that be tuning in to what games and all of that to help make that decision, man. Hey, you know, like TP said, you know, putting the butts in the seats, get me to sit on the couch with the popcorn to watch it. You know, no matter what else is going on, I'm watching football. So somebody have studied that thing as far as the money is concerned.
And they always pit the former teams against former players after the next season.
Yeah.
Always.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, for the Tunnel Crew, here's what we have, okay? We've got the Giants, your Giants, Aggie P, you got 3 primetime games. Hey, good for y'all, man.
That's all we deserve, Big T.
Congratulations, man. Hey, me and Bird, we sitting there at the bottom with 2 primetime games, and I'm sitting there like, now I'm mad, y'all. Yes, I'm mad. We won 10 games. How we only get 2 primetime games? Come on, you're gonna disrespect.
You should get more.
You know,
the Eagles should get any. I mean, that's just be honest.
No comment. No comment.
They don't come.
My championship is more recent than his.
He's really humble. He's a humble guy.
I can't get him to come out of it, Radar.
Never
Listen up, everybody. Make sure you catch this live at home edition of the show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. You can watch our YouTube channel at Love and Faith Radio. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe once you get there. And then check out the audio version on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch it on the Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, finish up the hot topics, and we got our question of the day. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Bryant. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometowninservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. 1 church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
Hey, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Be sure to catch this live at home edition every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that by watching us on YouTube at the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And once you get there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends about it. Catch us each and every week, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights on YouTube. And then Thursday nights at 7 p.m. catch the audio version, the radio edition of the original Crossover Sports Show. And you can do that online at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch it on the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. So be sure to catch both versions every week, Tuesday, 7 p.m., Thursday, 7 p.m. All right, wrapping up a few loose ends with our hot topics here. We had the opening weekend of WNBA, and it featured a rematch, a finals rematch between Seattle and Vegas, and Seattle took care of business there, 97-83. They had set a franchise record with those 97 points, most points they ever had in the season opener. But great thing, Candace Parker, you know, she debuted for the Chicago Sky. You know, she left Sparks and went to the Sky, and she debuted there, and they won against Washington. And she had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. But as I told y'all, I love quotes. She had one of the greatest quotes. I love this. She's huddled up with the girls before tip-off, and she said, hey, there's only so many times you get to start a season. And I thought about that when she, see, a quote make you think. When she said that, I sat back and I thought, I said, man, yeah, if you think about it, if you got a 16-year career, you only get 16 of them opening days. You know what I'm saying? 16 opening games. So that was heavy, you know, because that's somebody that knows this thing ain't promised. You ain't going to play forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I love that because she is getting towards the twilight of her career. That's why she wanted to go home. But I thought it was a beautiful quote. You know, you only get so many times to start a season, you know?
Right. And you're not guaranteed those 16 either, Big T.
That's exactly right.
No, man. Injuries, life.
Yep.
In general. I mean, it's a whole lot that can interrupt that. And hey, she just recognized her blessing.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's good, man. That was a good quote. Yeah.
I love that quote, man. Really do. And of course, we had the 146 running of the Preakness Stakes, and the horse that our former president called a junkie. Medina Spirits, he finished third. He was the favorite, but he didn't win. He finished third. The horse that won was Rombauer, and he was definitely the underdog. I think 11-1 underdog, and he took care of business. So there won't be a triple crown this year, which is kind of good because we're still waiting to find out if Medina Spirit is going to get disqualified for the Kentucky Derby. So there you go. And then last but not least, the NBA. You know, season wrapped up, regular season wrapped up. Hornets are playing right now as we speak in the play-in game. And LeBron James came back. He had 24 points against Indiana in his return. He had missed 26 out of 28 games, been out since May 2nd, and looked good his last two games. Hornets went 5-19 down the stretch, including losing 5 straight. Them guys had the playoffs locked up, and because of the stumbling, ended up in the play-in game. Number 1 seed for the playoffs, 76ers in the East, the Jazz in the West, and your guy, Kyrie Irving, and the Nets, they finished number 2, but he had an interesting quote after the game was over. He said, I don't even care about basketball right now. He's a recent Muslim convert. I don't know if anybody knew this, but he said, I'm a little upset about what's going over there in Middle East, Israel and Palestine. He said, you know, to me right now, you know, there's a lot of human beings that talk about we want to do this. People need to help. I believe Kyrie gonna walk away from the game pretty soon, man.
Yeah, because it just seemed like he just don't love it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to, in sports, you have to love the sport that you're participating in. But to make a comment like that, I mean, that's like us. We're concerned about what's going on over there, but we get up and go to work.
Exactly.
You know, so he should go to work. I mean, it's just that simple, man. He just, I don't know. Walk away, Kyrie. Save us all. Walk away.
That was my thing. Does he want to work? Because I just feel like we all get up and go. I just feel like he's just making excuses every time.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyrie he just want to, you know, live his life and everything be fancy free. You know, he wants everything to be honky dory. So
hey, Big T.
Yeah.
I was going on this conversation. I was thinking about that scene in Spider-Man 2 where Peter was late and he ran into his teacher. Peter Parker in this situation is Kyrie, and the teacher is the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be here, and the NBA is telling them, "Well, be here."
That's right. That's right. Hey, that's a good line right there. So with the season over, the Vegas put out their odds for MVP because MVP hasn't been named yet. Nikola Jokic, the number 1 favorite to win the MVP. Joel Embiid is number 2. Steph Curry, number 3. Giannis, number 4. And number 5, Luka Doncic. And they also got CP3 on that list and Russell Westbrook and all that. So that leads us, LeBron's on the list. So that leads us to our question of the day. And the question of the day is this: which player and team has the most to prove with these upcoming playoffs? Because like we said, there's a lot of guys on that list. And the one thing, and I mentioned this before, the one thing I'm noticing, these European guys are coming in here and they stepping up. You know, I mean, Djokovic, Doncic, you know, all these guys ain't playing. We're going to look up and the NBA is going to look like European basketball before we know it, because these are some serious ballers. So question, like we said, we just tossed out there, which player or team has the most to gain through these playoffs? And we're going to throw it out there for the Tunnel Crew.
If I may lead off here, Big T, I'm going to tell you right now.
Yes, sir.
The scene is set for the king, the new king, to be crowned. And his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I'm going to tell you why. You got two teams you got to go through that's going to give him his accreditation. It's going to be New Jersey. Brooklyn, and it's going to be the 76ers. And he's going to go through both of them. Everybody's going to be like, is he ready? And you're going to have to say, yes, sir, he is, because he's going to have to take down LeBron in the finals. That's my prediction, and that's why, because he flaked out on us the past 3 or 4 years. And you know they always show up when you don't give them the trophies. Then they want to prove themselves. So that's my take. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. They got everything to prove.
Real quick, I'm going to say something and I'm going to step out. I agree with you 100%. I believe Giannis and Milwaukee, because I've been asking since the All-Star, why is nobody talking about them? And those are the teams. Remember when Dallas did it? The Mavericks, they had the number 1 seed and got put out in the first round, and the next year everybody's nobody believes in them. Dirk Nowitzki, they stink, they choke, and they won the championship that year. Usually those teams, they bounce back and they say, okay, everybody's doubting us. Good, the pressure's off of us now. They play relaxed. I think the Bucks are going to the finals. All right.
Okay. All
right.
Well, I'm gonna throw a little wrench in this, Big T. I think the player that needs this championship the most. Now, Greek Freak is young. He has time. James Harden.
Woo.
He's 31 years old.
Yep.
Kyrie got a ring.
Yep.
Durant got a ring. A couple rings.
Yep.
James Harden has won everything else, but he don't have a ring. He's 31 years old, Big T. The average age of somebody walking away from the NBA, about 36, 37. and you saw he was getting a little plump this year. I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, man. Hey, his days is limited. And I think the Brooklyn Nets, because they are the Oakland Raiders of the NBA, with Kyrie on the team and Durant, y'all know me. I mean, they just got that little spirit about them, all the talent, no leadership. Yeah. And everybody expects him to do it. So my pick is James Harden and the Brooklyn Nets.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
That's my pick, man, because, I mean, we don't know how, that guy has put a lot into this game and, scoring all those points, playing every night. And I know that body is hurting in the mornings, man.
Yeah.
I know. So he need to go ahead and get it done, get him a ring so he can walk off.
He can go ahead and hang it up.
He can go ahead and hang it up. So that's my pick.
Hey, I like that. I like your reasoning too.
Yeah, Greek Freak. He's still, man. That brother's still young. He still eat probably cereal every morning with milk. I mean.
So he still got time, right?
Yeah, he got time, man.
Aggie, hold on, Aggie. You ain't give him the.
Playoff time, he seemed to disappear a little bit. We gotta get him used to the big lights.
They say he did the scale hands.
Same time next year, I might say Greek Freak is our man. He got to do it, but James got to get it done, man.
Yeah, do. Next up, who next?
I'll go. I said, I was saying I don't have necessarily a team, but I have. I was saying LeBron. I felt like had the most pressure.
Yeah.
And again, I say LeBron because, when you're great and somebody sees that you fall, sometimes people don't look at you the same way. But at the same time, LeBron to me has really been trying to coach for the next level, especially with that injury that just happened. He's never had an injury this big that we know about. Even in high school, when I saw him play, I never, when I saw him in person, I've never seen him have this type of injury. So this is not, this people not used to seeing LeBron come, like this level. So, I really feel like he's continuing to just train the next level because I really feel like once his son gets in, maybe do a year or two, that's it. But, you can think that your body going to tell you can do 16 years. And next thing you know, you look up and you do too. And you're like, wait a minute, I can't run like I did before.
Hey,
Right.
like you were saying, the injuries are starting to mount up with him. So, like we said the other night, he came back. He played 2 games. I don't know if y'all saw in that second game. He came down, landed on somebody's foot, was hobbling. And I was like, man, he getting to that point where every time you try. Remember, Kobe got like that.
Yeah.
Kobe started having
and Tony Romo. Tony Romo got like that.
Once they start, your body just breaks down.
And your body is not designed, Big T, you know, in these sports to do that in, year out.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't know whenever the NBA season is over, just how much time they really take off.
Yeah.
You know, guys like that, they're going to get up at 5 in the morning, they're in the gym shooting 100 shots from each space. I mean, to continue to be the man. So, you know, I think, man, it's, I love the athletes, man. I love the athletes.
Well, and one thing too, like you were saying, the wear and tear. Think about this. When LeBron's been to what, 9 finals, I think? 9 times been to the finals. So do a lot of people don't realize this? That's the equivalent of playing several more seasons once you add up all of his postseason games. So, you know, whereas he may have played, you know, let's say 16 regular season, well, actually he's played, you know, close to 20 when you add up all of the playoff games.
Right.
And having those deep runs in the playoffs. So, yeah, I mean, his body is definitely got, and then not only that, he's been playing since right out of high school, you know? So, I mean, the wear and tear on his body has to be great. And we're starting to see little signs of, just like we did with Kobe, little signs that, you know. So, TP, that's a good one. Because, yeah, I mean, he is knocking on that door. And, yeah, he's got a lot to prove. This may be his best team.
Hold on, Big T. Don't give her that much credit. Because you remember when we first started off, LeBron going to play for another 10 years. He going to play for another 8 at the high level.
I think she said 4 years. I think she said like 4.
We need to hit rewind. I think she said about 10. I said 10. You act like this dude 25.
No, you wasn't in the first meetings. You wasn't in the first meetings.
Don't act like she didn't say that. She said he got 10 years.
You're not gonna misquote me in the court of law.
TV.
That's right. I said,
what, he gonna get some robo legs?
I said 4. And on top of that, I do, and listen, even though I said 4, no one ever predicted Kobe would pass.
Yeah.
No one predicted, that all of this stuff would have happened with not only the weather, but COVID, all of that. So you're gonna add on a year due to COVID. We all know the comment that he made. Well, I wouldn't be coming until all of this happened. I think this was a lot of different people's personality. Now, knowing that your son can catch you, I would stay in as long as I could to be able to. I don't want to misquote. Would this be the first time ever that a father and son played? Because I know Dale left before Steph.
Yeah, as far as I know, it would. You know, I mean,
making NBA history.
I can't think of any father and son duos. I mean, other sports you've seen it, but I can't think of any in the NBA.
Y'all see Radar just jealous.
I just don't want to see a shell of himself just to play with his son. We don't want to see LeBron limping up the court. Pass me the ball, son. No, Dad, because you're limping. Get off the court.
Hey, how about this? You don't want to see him coming off the bench with his son starting. You know?
Oh,
but you know what?
I could take that.
It would be a beautiful ceremony to actually see LeBron at the end of a season.
Yeah,
literally pass a baton to his son.
Yeah,
to say next generation, next level. Radar, I see your face. You're not liking it. But it's not a matter of what you think.
Bird,
give us yours, man.
That's why TP is my best friend.
Oh,
I love her so much. Because we said the same thing about Antetokounmpo last season. Oh, it's going to be LeBron and Antetokounmpo in the finals. What happened? Ended up choking. Still young. Still young. Ended up choking. He ain't ready for that level yet.
So you said
how many rings does LeBron have? I believe it's about 4?
Yeah, he's got 4.
3.
So
LeBron is your guy.
Yeah. Of course, he's got the most approved in this.
Okay,
he's gonna talk Kobe. Watch.
He said I was his best friend. Y'all see the heart? He said,
yeah. So we got 2 LeBrons, you know. Well, we got 2 Kupos too. So
hey, I roll by myself. I'm used to it, Big T.
Hey, you take the weirdo.
Yeah, I take the weirdo. Look, from the Raiders of the NBA, Brooklyn Nets.
Quote by Big T.
Hey, this is gonna be a fun playoff, y'all. I mean, it really is.
It is.
I'm looking forward to it because I believe a lot of guys have a lot. I mean, even guys we didn't name, like I said, Russell Westbrook. He just had 2 more triple doubles over the weekend. You know, I mean, the guy's a triple double machine. Even though I saw some highlights, and I got to say, he passed off to somebody. And they took like 10 dribbles and went in and scored. They was like, that's an assist, and I'm like, not really, but you know, if the guy's dribbling, you know, he went from point A to point B without your pass, but because you were the last person to pass him the ball, you get a assist. I don't know about that, but yeah. Hey, everybody, make sure you catch this live at home edition of the Crossover each and every week, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And you can do that by watching our YouTube channel on Love and Faith Radio. And then once you're there, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and be sure to tell all your friends about it. Share it with everybody. And then you can find us on our original day and time on the radio, 7 p.m. on Thursday nights for the original audio version of the Crossover Sports Show. That edition can be found online at WLJFradio.com. It can also be found on our app, the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both in Google Play and the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Bryant. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. 1 church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the Crossover Wrap-Up Report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. And real quick, y'all, I told y'all that I love quotes. And last week we had another good one. So Teddy Bridgewater. I felt like it was unfair the way he was getting blasted by the coaches, you know, because the Panthers, they got the new coach last year and Matt Rule, and, you know, they lost 8 games by 1 score. And the coach actually kind of threw him under the bus at one point during the season when he was like, you know, Teddy got to finish games better, got to make better decisions, blah, 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 you know. And so Teddy, you know, he got traded to Denver before the draft. Well, Teddy came out in an interview last week And he said, hey, I could use excuses, you know, but that's not me. And I was glad to hear him defend himself, because the next thing, you know, I thought was just crazy. He said, offensive coordinator Joe Brady, you know, he said, you know, they might need to work on some things there at Carolina. He said, because, you know, there were certain things we didn't practice a lot. He said, we didn't hardly practice 2-minute drill. We didn't hardly practice red zone offense, you know. And the guys that were interviewing their former players, they were like, what? It was like, we used to have a whole day devoted to, you know, red zone and 2-minute. And Teddy was like, hey, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, they might need to work on that, which of course, you know, he's a college offensive coordinator that got hired here in the pros. So he got, you know, raked under the coals after that. Everybody was like, man, okay, maybe you bring in the college mindset where, you know, games are blowouts most of the time, so you don't have to practice that kind of. In the NFL, you better practice that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Matt Rule was like, well, you know, I don't talk about my players, even former players, you know, so I wish Teddy, well, he's taking the high road, but I'm like, you had already threw him under the bus in the regular season, you know? So I just want to say I'm proud of Teddy for sticking up for himself, you know, and coming out swinging like he did, because he was
Teddy.
You know, he was letting everybody know, hey, I took the blame for all them losses at the end of the game. If we would have practiced those things more, maybe. All right.
And that's a big surprise that they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, even on the college level, I mean, you practice every, you know, part of the game that can happen. Wow. That's a big surprise. Yeah.
All right. So the standings look like this. Last week, Radar went 3-1. He's the winner for the week. Radar been having a good run, man. Radar has been, you know, he's been doing pretty good.
It's the glasses.
It's the glasses. That's right. Hey, he just closing his eyes and picking.
Yeah.
It's about
he operating in the spirit, Big T.
It's about time he did something.
TP said it's about time.
I'm like, the spirit.
In the spirit, we all in the physical. We looking up stuff and analyzing stuff. Radar just said, "Give it to me, Lord." Boom, there it is.
Give it to me,
Lord. All right, hey, Aggie P, Birdman, Bromel, and Orangeman all went 2-2, and me, Stats, and TP, we at the back of the bus. We went 1-3. We had a rough week. That's okay. We'll bounce back. Right? Ain't that white cream? We'll bounce back.
That's right.
We'll turn it around. Overall standings look like this. I got 82 wins. Birdman has 71 wins. Radar has 70 wins. Aggie P 66. Stats 66. TP 60. Bromel 52. And Orangeman 10. And the only reason he doesn't have as much as everybody else, he didn't pick the NCAA tournament. You know, he said, get that. So,
okay.
All right, let's go with our games for this week. The Canes playoff series. They played 3 games between now and Sunday, and you had to pick either Canes 3-0, Canes 2-1, or the Predators 1-2. 2-1 over the Canes. And then we let everybody pick one of the NBA teams that made the playoffs that's not in the play-in game, and so everybody had to pick the team that they thought was a guaranteed winner of Game 1 in their series. The team they feel the most confident was going to win Game 1 of their series. And then we got a WNBA game, New York Liberty 2-0 at Candace Parker, Chicago Sky. They're 1-0, and that game will take place on Sunday. So let's go ahead and start with the man himself, the leader of the week, Radar. Go ahead and give us your pick, sir.
Thank you for the floor. I would like to start off my picks with Candace Parker and the Sky being victorious, and then I'm gonna go with the Canes. Don't tell Larry. 1-2.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Giannis only will come up. It's his turn.
Gonna show up. Not gonna show up.
Hopefully, all right, Birdman. Birdman, give us yours.
I got the Nets, Liberty, and I got Canes 2-1.
You are all right, TP.
I got mine tonight, so it's Jazz.
All right.
Canes 2-1.
All right. And I think I was talking, you said Liberty for that second one. Stats has the 76ers, the Liberty, and the Canes 2-1. I mean, 2-1. And Bromel has the Nuggets, Liberty, and Canes 2-1. And Orangeman has the Chicago Sky, the LA Clippers for his team to win the first game, and the Canes losing 2 out of 3. And let's go with Aggie Pete.
I have, let's see, the Knicks, Liberty, and Canes 2-1.
All right. And I've got the Suns, the Sky, Chicago Sky, and the Canes 2-1. So I think everybody went Canes. Well, most of us. Radar and a couple others went 1 and 2. But there you go. All right. It's time for our wrap up. Our shout out. Everybody.
Hey. Let's give a shout out, everybody.
Mass shout out to everybody, because we up against the clock, so we got to get on out of here. Mass shout out to all the listeners, to everybody. Hey, I'm your man, Big T, for the Queen.
Hello, blessings.
There you go for Radar. For
Arrow is the way.
There you go.
No weapon.
For Birdman. I'm signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.
Yeah. Radar Charles.
Hey, Radar getting them picks right.